In the modern times, like Joseph Nye has said, it is not the country with the bigger army that is likely to win. It is the country, it is the nation with a better story that can find some success. Seen from this point of view, Indo-Nepalese relationship, which since the time of creation of history has been good. In recent years, we have lost that story. And we have lost the good relationship with Nepal. This is exemplified by two events which took place in the immediate past. One, their armed forces, the Nepalese armed forces, arrested 22 men of the Sashastra Sena Bal. And also, the Nepalese government has totally banned Indian TV channels in Nepal. How did this come about? India has every right to be exercised by the non-inclusion of Madeshis and Janjatis in the Nepalese constitution. But how to deal with it is a very important aspect, and Modi government has given us a lesson as to how not to deal with it. We missed the very good opportunities of interacting with them, of giving them incentives, of give and take, of negotiations, and above all, by showing them an example as to how international relationships should be carried out. But what we did was, we sent the most notorious and incompetent Indian Foreign Service official, our Foreign Secretary Jaishankar, to go there and threaten them. How they did this, how they came to this decision is very, very difficult to understand. And then the government of India tried its best to keep the Nepalese Prime Minister Sharma Oli out of power. Now these things are wrong. Basically this has occurred because the government of India's policy towards Nepal was guided by the desire to win the elections in Bihar. All the political speeches in Bihar were pro-Madeshi. The Bihari people settled down in Nepal. In other words, all the speeches were anti-Nepal. Now, this is almost akin to the grandstanding the UPA government did for the Tamilians in Sri Lanka, which resulted in disaster, is almost similar. Grandstanding is taking place for the Biharis in Nepal, which is not a very good thing at all. Even worse was, the government of India has taken this matter to the UNO and to the Human Rights Commission and has issued a joint statement on Maldives and Nepal along with UK. This has directly brought a third country into what is essentially a bilateral matter between India and Nepal. Now, we are forced to listen to what UK has to say on this subject. Our Indian Foreign Service people will never learn. And the government, which is totally dependent upon these incompetent Foreign Service officials, is bound to come to bad days, like it has done today. And we must be very careful, because countries like Bangladesh, Burma, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Pakistan, and even China are closely watching what we are doing in our bilateral relationship with Nepal. I think it is time that the Modi government sidelined the Indian Foreign Service and took into confidence balanced military officers to deal with these touchy subjects. I think that would bring about a change in India's good relationship with our neighbors. Jai Hind.